Okay, it's 6:20. We can't wait anymore. We have to start. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
And welcome. Let me start by saying that you don't need to reply to my greetings, because once you do, because of the way Nigerian broadband is for, it will immediately stop everything else, and it will distract. So don't worry. I know you are greeting me, but just don't bother replying so that we can be smooth. That's one. Two, if you are deaf or hearing impaired in any way and you need the sign language interpreter, remember, click at the top of Funke SLI. You will see 3 dots there. If you just take your cursor there, you see 3 dots at the top of her picture. Click on it. It will show you options, and it will show you that you can pin. So pin it so that it will be showing at the top of your screen, so you can be seeing her directly, no matter who is talking. If you also need to communicate with her in any way, put on your video so she can be seeing you directly. I hope that is clear. Thank you, and welcome to today's onboarding session. We only have 2 onboarding sessions, yesterday and today. For the sake of those that are joining us for the first time, we will be going over a very similar thing to what we did yesterday with a difference. And that difference you will eventually get to know, but just to make sure that we are all on the same page. The same thing that, the same session that Victor took us through yesterday will be repeated to ensure that everybody is being carried along. And if you've tried it on your own, it didn't work, so that we can also help you to make sure that you get the best out of these sessions. There's a, remember to use your chat box. How do I put, at the bottom of your screen, whether it's phone or laptop, there should be a place where you can see chats. If you click on it, it will take you to the place where you can type. Please make sure that you are checking your chats so you can. I have just put up the agenda for today. You can check that as well. I hope you saw that message, Madam Funke. Maybe that's why you're moving. Yes, I think she saw it. So she's responding to you, Khadija. Give me the signal when you're ready, Madam Funke.
Audio now unmuted.
Okay. The message you just passed the first time, maybe you should put it on the chat for them, please.
Which one of the messages?
About pinning SLI.
Okay.
But it's like most of them.
Victor, can you hear me?
Open their video.
Miriam Yahya has joined the meeting.
Is Victor here? Let me check. Okay, Victor, please let me type it, that they should check and be able to pin her at the top of their screens. Are you here, Victor?
Yes, I'm on it.
Thank you. All right, so let's move on so that we can try and catch up on time and not close late at all. So I want to take the opportunity to welcome you once again. I can see a few new names and not all of the old names that we had yesterday, but for the benefit.
Christopher has joined the meeting. Samsung SM-A055F has joined.
You need to mute. Thank you. So for the sake of the benefits of those that are just joining us today. My name is Dr. Olushola Adeoye, and I'm the project manager for this Empower Her Ability projects. Empower Her Ability. It is a project that is for empowerment of women with disabilities. And I will talk about it in a little while, but I just want to invite the board director for Empowered to Thrive Development Initiative, which is the brain really behind this project. I want to invite her to just give her welcome remarks. Please welcome with me Dr. Ima Chima.
Okay, good evening, everyone. Are you able to see me? Okay. My name is Dr. Ima Chima. I'm the founder and executive director of Empower to Thrive Development Initiative. I'm really excited that we are starting up this project. Some of you were on the call yesterday, so you may have heard me, but I don't think you saw me. So today I decided to put on my video so you can see me as well as hear me. This project is funded by the French Embassy Fund for Civil Society Organizations, and it is the first of its kind. It's an inclusive business accelerator targeting young women with disabilities living within the Federal Capital Territory. You will definitely, I want to congratulate those of you who were selected, and you are just joining a network of almost, probably up to 50 other people who have been selected for this first stage of the program. So I'm really glad that you are all able to join. And I would really urge you to pay attention because this is our orientation to help you understand how best to engage and get the best out of your online training. So once more, I welcome all of you and congratulations. Over to you, Dr. Shola.
Thank you very much, Ma. I was actually trying to write up the instructions for pinning. Okay, very good. Thank you. Thank you, Victor. So please, if you check the chat box for those that have hearing impediment and need Madam Funke sign language interpreter, SLI, check the chat box on how to pin her to the top of your screen so that you'll be seeing her and seeing me because I'm talking now. At least and you won't be distracted by other people. And that makes it easier for you to flow. I hope that is clear. Right, so the next thing on our agenda is an overview of the project that you have joined. Dr. Emma, please, can I have hosting rights?
Okay, doing that now. Sorry, I
No
thought.
I'm going to share my screen. Please, I just pray network doesn't give us wahala and everybody can see this. I'm going to just talk to us very quickly within 10 minutes about what Empower Her Ability is all about. Madam Funke, can you see my screen? You are the person I'll be. Just give a thumbs up. Fantastic. So I'm going to talk very briefly about the goal, the background, the goal and objectives, the scope, key milestones, and the timeline for this project. Uh-oh. Sorry, I lost that. My screen has gone off, isn't it? Yeah. Oh dear. Okay, I'm bringing it back up. That's one of the issues when you're doing virtual. You have to, in Nigeria, you just ride with it. Okay. Should be showing, I can see it. Showing. Yes. Fantastic. All right. So, why did Empowered to Thrive Development Initiative come up with this project called Empower Her Ability? I'm sure it's not news to majority of you. As you can read from the screen, 20% of Nigerian women have disabilities. And that is by evidence. Evidence is not somebody just saying it. It is, they have done research and they have found out. That's for every 5 women, 1 woman has a disability. And 9 out of 10 live below $1.90. You know what $1.90 is in a day? That is, if you say times 1,600, that is, there are many of these women that have disabilities that are spending less than 3,000, what am I saying? I'm right, 3,200 naira in a day. I'm sure you know that. And they are prone to so many issues, like I've outlined on my screen. Limited opportunities, especially to empower themselves, is key. So when we see that there are so many barriers to employment and even to entrepreneurship, which is what we're dealing with, compared to the men that have disabilities or the women that don't have any disabilities, it's important to look for a way to help the women with disabilities. We decided that, okay, let's see how we can do this. How can we empower women with disabilities? Madam Funke is distracted, so I'm waiting for her. Okay, we good? All right. The Empower Her Ability project aligns with Nigeria's commitment to fostering an inclusive economy. Nigeria is now paying more attention to persons with disabilities. And we can equip you, women with disabilities, with the ability, the skill, the guidance, even financial resources, then it's sure that we'll be able to help you to build your business and thrive, succeed on your own. So we'll be looking at seeing how we can address structural and attitudinal barriers. Note that attitude, because people can try to say they want to help you. And if you have a bad attitude, they won't succeed. If all you are looking for is gimme, 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 they will give you, you will squander it. It won't last. But if you're able to teach you that it's not just gimme, 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 is learn how to handle it. How do you handle your own business so that it will grow, so that you will not need to be looking for somebody to help you, but you will be able to help yourself and help other people? Then we have succeeded. Not only will you be helping other people, you will actually be ending up contributing to the country's economy, and you become a role model. And you know that there are people that are role models, women with disabilities, that are doing very well in the country and even beyond. So, what are we going to be doing in this project? This project is called an inclusive business incubator. What does that mean? It means it includes women with disabilities. It is about business, and it's about incubating that idea or that thing that you already have in your hand. How can you make it bigger? more prosperous, larger, able to feed you and your children if you have children. So we are going to be economically empowering young women with disabilities, of course, within the age range. You saw that in the adverts. We have certain phases. We'll do selection, which we've done, of the people that will join the training. You have been successful. That's why you are here. Then we'll do trainings. We'll do virtual trainings, which we have started now. Virtual trainings. We'll also do physical trainings. Then we will do mentorship, where somebody that has succeeded in business, something similar to what you are doing, not always exactly the same thing, but that person will be able to guide you and say, what are the problems you're having? Have you tried this? Have you tried this? I tried that. I tried that. And other support as may be necessary. So we're focusing on entrepreneurial skills, mentorship, ability to access resources, and eventual economic independence. So what is our goal? We have an overriding goal, which is the main thing I'll focus on in this slide. Our goal is to foster entrepreneurship and self-reliance among women with disabilities in Nigeria, enabling them to overcome socioeconomic barriers and achieve economic independence. The goal is you being able to stand by yourself with your business supporting you. And this is our scope. I've said it already, so I won't really linger on this. But at the end of the day, we don't even just want you to improve on your own business, but we want you to be a role model for others. And I heard when people were introducing themselves yesterday, they were talking about their businesses and what they would like. They want a bigger business. Somebody said, she wants to be a woman with disability, but in the tech industry, they will know her. That's the kind of thing we're looking at. People that are ready, they have a passion and they're ready to work hard so that they will become a role model themselves. It's important to stress, and I remember I heard Dr. Imachima when she was giving her welcome remark. She mentioned that this whole project is being funded by the French Embassy Fund for Civil Society Organizations, or in French, Fonds d'équipe France pour les organisations de la société civile. That's the French for FEFOSC. You will hear us talking about them over and over. So they are the ones supporting this civil society organization, Empower to Thrive Development Initiative. And what they want to do is to help in economic empowerment particularly, and that is where we come in. But it's not only Empower to Thrive Development Initiative that is implementing. We're doing this in partnership with Mimi Jane Foundation, Madam Betty Muwa, and Cynthia Ukachi, as well as with Jonaped, which I'm sure all of you will know. We're working with Emmanuel Jigigi and Abubakar. I've forgotten his surname. It jumped out of my head. Oh my God. And we're also working with consultants, entrepreneurship and innovation consultants. You met two of them yesterday, Mr. Dotun Akiseide, as well as Damilola Akiseya? No? Yes? She will talk later. And then we also have advocacy consultants. We have branding, social media consultants, which I think you met Delight yesterday. She's our social media person. So we are all working together to ensure that you will be a beneficiary of this project. And you can see, that's why we could tell you yesterday that we'll be sending you data to support you in these virtual trainings. And we expect that you must turn up. So we're going to be tracking attendance. If you don't turn up, we'll be giving you query because we can't send you data. Then you will now not come for the training. That's bad. It's a bad business sense. And so we will not do that. So you are our direct beneficiaries, but not only you, even the people that care for you will benefit. Even the people you care for will benefit. Your family, your community members, everybody will benefit by the time you are succeeding in your business. So this is just, let me jump this slide because just about target audiences, of course, I don't need to emphasize on that. I've talked about the fact that Empower to Thrive will be here, and you met some of our members yesterday. You met Victor, who is in charge of M&E. You met Eno, who is in charge of our operations. You met Blessing, who is our project officer. You met, who am I missing? Caleb, who is in charge of our finance. How can I forget Caleb? That's our money house. So there are other people as well. In Jonaped, I've talked about Emanuela as well as Abubakar. Emanuela is our disability advisor. Abubakar is our M&E officer. In Mimi Jane Foundation, you will still meet Madam Betty. I'm sure a number of you will know her, as well as Cynthia, who are working on advocacy and our policy dialogue meetings, as well as other community engagement interventions or areas. I think it's important that I emphasize once again, there are 4 main phases to this training, and you have to pass one stage to be able to move on to the next. So if you don't pass one stage, you'll be asked to please leave. Thus far, have we helped you? And no further. That kind of thing. And we don't want that. The first thing is that we're selecting participants. So we sent out an advert and we had about 300 persons that applied, and only 50 were chosen, of which you're a member. So congratulations once again. You will undergo virtual training. The virtual training is intensive and it can become tiring, but you have to be determined to do it and succeed. So that virtual training will be Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays, and Saturdays. Mondays, Wednesdays, Fridays are core teaching by the consultants involved, the facility, the faculty. And then you will have someone that will come and talk with us on Saturday. It promises to be quite interesting. Please don't miss any. We will do that for roughly 7 weeks. So we're starting now and we'll finish up by middle of September. Those that graduate, there's certain criteria we'll be looking at. Your attendance in classes, your passing of the test, because you'll be giving tests for every single class, passing those tests, doing the assignments that you are given and submitting as at when due. Every single assignment will be graded that you are given. And at the end, all those that pass will now be graduated into the physical boot camp. The physical boot camp will happen late September and it will be for a week. Further intensive training will be done. All aimed at building your skill to manage your business better. Then you'll be matched up with mentors who will give you a kind of supportive environment. And they're there for you to guide you and everything. At the same time, we'll also be looking at funding opportunities for you to access to increase the money, whether through grants or through loans. Finally, you'll be evaluated and then we'll do a graduation and you'll be moved into the alumni. So this is the same thing, so So you can see we started off in July with the advert and selection, and we're going to be ending up by April 2026. Okay, I think I'm going to end this by just talking about the fact that we are accessible. Most of you already know that when you're having challenges, the first point of call is Blessing. Blessing is there to guide you. You are even looking for the link for the meeting. Please reach out to Blessing Onizi Saka. She's very responsive and she'll be quick to guide you. We have social media handles. That's our Instagram at Empower to Thrive. Please join us. Facebook, YouTube channel. Please make sure you follow us and you join us. Thank you. And remember, if you have questions, do keep them, write them down. We have a question and answer session, and then we will take all the questions at that time. But because I'm watching time, I'm so mindful of time now because I don't want us to stay beyond that 8. I'm going to quickly ask us to do an introduction, particularly those that were not around yesterday. Those are the people I'm focusing on. We met, in fact, if I remember very well, we met Damilari Udumosu, we met, who is iPhone? Who is iPhone? We met Isaac Esther, we met Janet Alabede, we met Juliet Orji, we met Khadija, we met Ladi Gimba, Mary Lawrence, Miriam Yahaya, Okay Achizoba, Precious, Queen Christopher, Salamatu Mohammed, and Vivian Ngoka. But I can see some new faces. I'm seeing Basira Balogun. She wasn't here yesterday. So Basira Balogun, can you introduce yourself? Tell us who you are, where you live, and what you do or what your business dream is.
Okay, good evening. Good evening, everybody.
Good evening.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you.
Can you hear me? Am I audible?
Yes, you are.
Okay, my name is Basira Balogun. Like I said, my name is Basira Balogun. I reside in Abuja, and I am an entrepreneur. I'm into manufacturing, precisely a herbal remedy for arthritis and joint pain. Now, why this business? Because I was born with cerebral palsy and it affected my both legs. So I developed arthritis at age 12. So today I make my own herbal natural remedy for muscle aches and joint pain. And so in a few years' time, I'm hoping that I'll grow to a point where I'll have my NAFDAC registration and I'll have my own place for therapy and also holistic health, by God's grace.
Wow, that's amazing. Welcome to the group, Basira.
Thank you very much.
For having you here.
Thank you.
Madam Funke, you are not doing the thing, no. You are closing the video, you are going away, and people are saying, where are you, where are you? Please don't
Audio
leave.
now unmuted.
No, I'm with you. It was power failure. I have to look for me. The light is back.
Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. That was Basira Balogun introducing herself and telling us what she does. She's into herbal treatment for arthritis. And she gave us her background on why she's doing that and her hopes and dreams going forward. Beatrice Phoebe. Are you here? Beatrice Phoebe. Remember what we said? If you are not seeing Madam Funke, go above, pin that, do the three, look at the three dots, pin her picture up so you can see her clearly. Beatrice Phoebe is hearing impaired. Can you talk with her? Because I can see her and she has a video on and she has been using sign language.
iPhone
She
has
can
left
see
the
me.
meeting. Audio now
She
unmuted.
confirmed
iPhone
me
has
to see
joined the
me.
meeting.
Does she want to tell us what she's into and where she lives?
Audio now unmuted.
She's not concentrating.
Can she check the chats? Can you tell her to check the chats? I left a message for her there. Okay. Who is iPhone? iPhone, please unmute yourself. Let me know your name.
Hello, good evening.
Evening.
Sorry, I just got the Zoom app downloaded. I've not really signed up for the app, on the app, but I'll do that after the program.
Okay, what's your name, please?
My name is Nebilat Olabisi Bankole, and I reside in Abuja. Okay, so I am 25 years undergraduate and also an entrepreneur. I'm into clothing business. I'm into clothing and cosmetic business. I started my business a year ago. I I had financial issues as a person living with disabilities. I had financial issues in school and all of that. So I made up my mind that I do not want to depend on anybody for money or any other basic need. So I decided to start my business, and to the glory of God, it has been helpful, and my business has been it has been moving well. So when I got the opportunity to join this program, when I saw it, I was like, God, this program is a very good one for me and my business. And I must say, I'm really grateful for this opportunity. God bless you, Ma, and God bless the organizers and the founders of this program. God bless you all. Thank you very much. I really appreciate. We really appreciate. Thank you.
Thank you, Nebilat. Thank you so much.
Bye, Ma.
Reward the organization by working hard and making sure you scale through to the next phase, please. Please.
I'll do my best, Ma. Thank you.
Okay. Who is Techno? There are two Technos here, Techno and Techno KM5. So I can help you rename. Who is Techno? Remember, we need this for what's the word? For attendance. Who is Techno and who is Techno KM5? Techno KM5. What's your name? Type your name in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Type in the chat box. Like Phoebe that I've been chatting to and she's not checking the chat box. Okay, so somebody else has, let's see. So it's only Techno KM5 that I don't know who it is yet. Okay. Right, so let's get back to Victor. Can you give your presentation within the next 10, 15 minutes? Then we can hand over to Dotun.
Yes.
Thank you.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. I'll try not to be fast since I'm half 10 minutes, but I'll just go straight to the key things that are very, very important. Please confirm you can hear my voice clearly. So,
I can.
okay, thank you. So once again, you're all welcome. So this section is majorly about how to fully maximize the Zoom platform for our communication and for each of the virtual classes. So we're also going to be looking at how we'll be communicating and our coordination process. So the first thing I would like to start with is for the Zoom method. So there are key things that are important that will help us fully maximize the Zoom, especially when we are looking at inclusion for everybody that are currently here, for the deaf, for the blind, and for other disabilities, so that we can also know we can all be fully included in this class. So first, everyone that are here, there's a key things which is the sign language first, which helps for those who are deaf to be able to fully maximize. You will see a picture or a video on, which is titled Funke SLI. She's our interpreter for each of all these sections. So what we need to do first, I think that she's on Spotlight. If she's not, please, Dr. Shola, please, can you help us put her on Spotlight so that everybody can be seeing her as the first thing for those who could not pin her on their phone or on their video. Okay, so if you are using a phone and you can check the participants, you see Funke SLI, her video is on. So just go to the three dots at the right hand side of her name. You know, the right side of her video, you see a three dots there. You just click on it, then you see pin. So you just click on that pin. So it will be only her video, which will be the major display on your phone. And the other way around, if you cannot click on the three dots to pin her, then you can double tap her video. When you double tap her video, she will be the major one that will be seen, because it's only her video that is currently on. Okay, Madam Funke, you can pin up every one person who needs as well as. Okay, I think maybe that. Okay, all right. So if you can see Madam Funke's video, which is the major person that's doing the interpretation. So all you just need to do is go to on the participant list up there on your phone or on your laptop. You see her video is on. I think she's okay. There are other people video on, but I think our own is majorly where you see her face more. She's wearing a blue dress, putting on the fine glasses, and using an earpiece. So you pin her to your screen. She's a major person that is doing the sign language. Okay. The next thing that I want to talk about is for the participants to have their name fully written, and so that we can be able to know who and who is on the call majorly. So the first thing you need to do is go to below your phone. You see some series of icon. You see the audio, you see the video, you see participants, and also you see chat, you see react, you see share. So when you go to that participant, you see a lot of names are going to be there. The major thing that we want you to concentrate on is your own, where he shows when you click on that participant. The major thing I want you to concentrate more is where you have your device showing. You're going to see something in bracket, me in brackets. So for example, like the person that is Techno K something, the Techno KM5, which is the major person that is, then her name or his name, or sorry, her name is not fully written there. So you locate your phone name, which is Techno KM5. There you just tap on it. You see a three icon that will show. you will now, when you click on that three icon, you say rename. So you rename your device, or you rename, so you put your full name. If it's Samira David, you put Samira David, your full name, please. If it is Sadia Mohammed, you rename it to Sadia Mohammed. So please, Techno KM5, can you please rename your device for us? Rename your, so that we can see you in full. Another person is Joy. Okay, Joy, can you also rename? So for those who are using somebody else's device, it might be the person's name that is on that device that is showing. So we want you to rename it to be your own full name, the one you use to register, the one you need use in applying, so that we can track everybody that are currently available on the call. So that is that for the sign language and also the then there's another tool that you can use to, you can maximize very, very well, which is the chat box. Is below the where you have the menu, where you see the audio, video, participant. You will now see, okay, even Infinix 08, please also rename your device. Infinix 08, also rename your device, please. So we have the chat box, which is very, very key. You can drop comments, you can drop questions. If you need clarifications, if you are confused in one way or the other, please, you can type it there so that we can respond to you quickly without not leaving you out. So that is another platform that you can maximize. Then we have React. So maybe when you want to lift up your hand, or maybe the commentator is, the facilitator is saying something and it needed your attention, then you can react by either sending any emoji or you raise up your hand if you have a question. All right. Then we have, there's a three box, if you're using your laptop, there's a three dots also along that line where you have your chat, React. So when you tap on it, it will show you a couple of things. You see record, you see transcribe, you see captions, so majorly one of the things that you can click there, you just click on transcribe. If you are using your phone, you see an icon CC, CC on your phone. You're using your phone, you're going to see an icon CC. So you just tap on that CC, it will, begin to transcribe in full for you. Everything that I'm saying right now, or anything that the facilitator is saying, you are going to be seeing it typed on your phone, and you can be following it and be reading it clearly so that you can fully maximize the training. Okay. Then another thing that I want to talk about is for those who are who can see, which is the blind. There's an app on your phone that will help you fully make use of it very well. So one of the things you need to do, you go to your settings on your phone. On the settings on your phone, you locate where you have search. Then you type, somebody will type accessibility. Under the accessibility, there's a place where you see what they call talk back. So when you click on that talk back, it will automatically activate your phone to be able to translate text to speech. It will translate text to speech. There's also another platform that is called NVDA, which is also a software. NVDA, a software that will also help you to be able to translate text to audio, which is voice. Another way you can get it also, you can go to your Play Store on your phone. I know many of you are used to Play Store. You on your Play Store, you search for TalkBack. You just type TalkBack, or you search for NVDA. So it's an app, or let me say, software that can help you translate text to speech. Okay. If anyone is having any challenge in that regard, please feel free to reach out to us. We can provide our guidance for you and support you so that there will not be anyone left. Everybody will be included as we make full progression on this platform. Okay, so the next thing I want to talk about is our mode of communication. One of the major key mode of communication for us on this platform is the WhatsApp group, which is very, very key. So many of the informations will be dropped on our, I believe we're all being added to the WhatsApp group. If you don't know the WhatsApp group, you just see the right Empower Her Ability, which I know you're all there. Then you are going to see what is called general announcement. So that general announcement is where majorly every details will be dropped. Please, I want to be sure that everybody's hearing me and I'm not too fast and I'm carrying everybody along. Okay. So you are going to see general announcements. So that is the platform where every details will be dropped in line of communication. So we have where you are going to be seeing the link for each of the section will be dropped. What do you call it? If there's any slide or document that will guide you, it will be dropped there. If there is a data collection that we needed, maybe a baseline, maybe an attendance, it will be dropped there so that you can fully log in and also fully register, fully, include your data will be captured, and also the informations, or maybe you have questions that you want to ask, you can drop it there. You need guidance on anything that was necessary, you can drop it there. We'll all respond there for you. Each person that's responsible for that task will respond for you. Blessing is there, Dr. Sola is there, myself, we're all there who will help you navigate. Mr. Dotun, everybody is there, will help you navigate whatever that concerns you. All right. Then we have our email that will be sent if there is a message that need your quick response. So there will be an email that will be sent. Please, I'll beg of you to always check your email. Always check your email. Check your email. You are going to receive emails from EmpowerHerAbility, Empower to Strive, emails or from programs from the MIE that we need you to respond to some things. Please feel free, check your email, and it will be important that we get to know. Okay, so I think Dr. Shola mentioned something yesterday about data will be provided for those who will be joining on each of the sections. So I know that will be communicated in clear time. So data will be sent to your line that is needed. So if you have a different number that you use to register, that using send your applications, and that number is different from the one you're using for your data subscription, please send that number again that you use for subscription to Blessing, so that will be well captured. We will not be sending data to the wrong number, which will give you a lot of each in terms of you joining the live sections or trying to know what's happening on the WhatsApp. Okay. So I think I'm going to pause here, ask questions, then I will add 1, 2, 3 things to help us get better. Okay. So is there any questions for me? Then I will just, after the question, I'll say 2 things, then I'll pass over. Any question, please? Do we have any question, please? Any indication? Any questions from anyone, please? There's no error, there's no porous questions. You can ask any question. Okay, Queen says no. So that means we are good. All right, so for those who are having maybe the light ray on your phone is bright, it pains your eyes because since you're going to be using your device, it's for a long, like 1 hour, 2 hours, some people will react. Okay, Bashar Balogun, okay, I'll respond to you. So let me just say this. So there's on your phone, you look at the top of your phone, you just flip on top of your phone, there is something you are going to see there when you just on top of your phone, when you flip it down, where you see where you need to on your data. For those who are used to it, there's a place you need to on your data. There's a place you need to turn on your ringing mode. So there you are going to see what is called dark mode. Just click on that dark mode. So your screen itself is going to be dark automatically to reduce the level of the light ray, to your eyes. Then there's also an icon where you see something like an eye. You see they wrote down eye protection. So you just click on it. It will reduce the light ray also. Then they are going to see the place called bright, or you see a place that is where you can reduce the light ray, which is the brightness of the light of your phone. You reduce it also. All right, so that is the three things. There's another thing called the screen magnifier support. So on Zoom, there's a screen magnifier support. So you just go, you can use your hand on the phone. You try to zoom in. Your two fingers on the phone, you can draw it on a large way, like if you are pulling your screen. So when you draw it, it's going to zoom in to see whatever thing that is being presented on your phone. Okay, so I'm going to go to Bashira Balogun. Please, your hand was raising, or did you drop it down? Because I know you wanted to ask a question.
Audio now unmuted.
Yeah,
Open
I
panel.
sent the
Alt
chat
+H
box.
for notifications unread.
I dropped the question in the chat box.
Okay, see, I noticed that the link sent to the WhatsApp group is not clicking. I don't know if it is from my end. Okay, so I think it's clicking. I don't know what you are showing, but if you can help me screenshot and drop on the platform so that we can see what it's showing you on your phone, so that we can help you guide. So for those, once you just click on it, there are things you are going to see. You see the mic, you see the video, and you are going to see where they say sign in, and also you are going to see join. So you might not need to sign in, because when you sign in, it's going to take you a lot of process. So all you just need to just click on that join, which is below. Once you click on the join, it should bring you here on this platform. So maybe going forward, you might need to just click on the join alone. So, but if you need to register, it is good you register. What it means is that you just register yourself with Zone. So there are few details that might be needed, they may need from you, your full name, and so you just register with them, you sign in, and that's that. But majorly, you don't need to stress yourself going through that sign. Just click on the join automatically to just bring you here, please. I believe I've answered you, Basira Balogun. If it's clear, please let me know it's clear.
Yeah, it's clear. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So is there any other questions so that I can pass the mic or the platform to Dr. Shola? Any question, please? Okay. If there's no question, Dr. Shola, please, it's over from my side.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Victor. Without further ado, let's move over to Mr. Dotun for his session. He's going to be doing an overview on what we'll be doing during the trainings. Mr. Dotun, yeah, he's here. Dotun, can you hear me? Over to you, please, sir.
Good afternoon, and there is good evening, everyone, depending on the part of the world you are. Hello, good evening. Yes, and it's good to see some very lovely faces. This is the first session of the Getting Started with Entrepreneurship program. And we're going to take 30 minutes to discuss our vision for the future as we step forward to becoming an entrepreneur. And when we talk about entrepreneurship, I know a lot of us here have done business, are doing business, and we feel, okay, I think I'm trying, I think I'm doing well. The course of this training is going to enlarge our minds to see far beyond what we have thought we could do, and to see unique opportunities that can be made available for us. So we're going to start with discussing what a vision is. What a vision is. But before we go on to discussing what a vision is, I want to tell you a story of two people. Ada, and Bayo. This time around, they live in Abuja. Ada is attending this class. Ada loves sewing clothes and making jewelries, and likes people wearing what she sews. Bayo loves cooking and baking and wants to share the food from his region with others. Now, what are Ada and Bayo's dreams? I want us to talk about dreams and visions, and that's why I gave you this very short story. The two of them have ideas, but what do you think is their dream? What's the difference between your vision and what you're doing presently? Should you even have a vision at all? Okay, so I want to throw the class open. Is there anybody that is bold enough to share his vision with us? And when we're talking about vision, we're talking about where you see yourself in 10 years. I don't know, there was somebody who spoke about agriculture during the introduction and shared a very lovely vision. Is she in the class today? By the way, I'm expecting a class of 50. What's happening that I have 20 something? Dr. Shola, are we still expecting some more people in this class?
Actually, I'm surprised too, but what we're going to do is we're going to follow up with those that we've not seen. I know Blessing has been doing that, but we'll continue to make calls and everything. So we expect a full class on Monday.
Okay, that would be amazing. So maybe after Monday, we can be able to know our members, so that because we'll be giving assignment, dividing into groups and all the red, we need a full class to be able to do that. So let's talk about our visions. I want anybody who is bold, who has a vision in terms of entrepreneurship. Anybody has a vision, I want to share a vision. Madam Funke, if there's anybody in the deaf cluster, you just speak up. Okay, Esther, let's hear from you, Esther. Esther Isaac Chidera.
Okay, good evening once again. My name is Esther Isaac Chidera, and as I introduced yesterday, my vision is to become a great and successful entrepreneur, especially in agriculture. I want to own my own farm where I employ people to make food available to the nation. In fact, I see myself in 10 years like having a farm as big as Obasanjo farm in Ogun State by the special grace of God. And what moved me into this vision was the challenges I faced, not just only as a person with disability, but as someone that came from a very poor background, where we see eating 2 square meal per day as gold. And this made me to take this vow that I will make sure that I be a solution. I provide food for people, for my society, and to Nigeria at large, to help to curb the food insecurity that we are facing in the nation. And I started that by having a small garden at my backyard. In fact, since last year to date, I don't buy vegetable at the market. I also started by I started with 10 fowl, broiler, and what's the name of this breed, both broiler and the local one, and local fowl. And last year, I was so excited because during Christmas season, we didn't buy a fowl in the market. I'm so happy, and this is how I want to continue. And this year again, I have a farm, a corn farm, about 200 square meters, and I'm hoping by next year I'll increase and so on until by the special grace of God, I make food available, not just only for my family, but society and to Nigeria at large. Thank you very much.
Fantastic vision. Food security. Fantastic vision. Fantastic vision. So I want us to use Esther's vision as a classical vision. Esther, can you write your vision in a sheet of paper? Okay.
Okay, sir. Okay, sir. I will do that.
Okay. Then you put it together like a single PowerPoint show. This vision that you have just shared, just put it on a slide for us. And then we will use your vision to discuss in also the next class. Queen, you want to speak to something before we go on? Yeah, Queen, over to you. Hello, Queen. Do you want to say something?
Hello, good evening, all. My
Yeah,
name
please
is
go ahead.
Christopher Quinn. I want to appreciate the organizers of this program and for giving us this platform to learn and to develop our skills and our IQ also, and making us a better entrepreneur. Yes, where I see myself in few years to come is one, not just to be a farmer, to be an employer of labor, and to also bring persons with disability into the world of tech, because tech is going global, is spreading like a wildfire. Let me just put it that way. So I want to be a great farmer to employ people to feed our nation, and also to bring women especially into the world of tech. That's where I see myself in less than few years. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you so much, Queen. Do you have a tech background, Queen?
Yes, I started last year to
Okay.
diversify into tech, and as well I was also doing my aquaculture. I was also having a farm where I pay people to
Okay.
help me train my fishes.
Do you
Yeah.
see any intersection between tech and your agriculture in the future?
Yes, because I kind of do a kind of research, and I discovered that tech has a lot to do when it comes to agriculture, because my first background in school is accounting. I studied accounting, and it has to do with book reading, bookkeeping, your keeping record, and knowing your day-to-day activities. When it comes to farm, you have to bring it down to know how many stock, how many bird, how many fishes you have, and the feed and all of that, making calculations so that you not just be feeding or trading without knowing your income and your profit margin. So bringing it into tech, bringing entrepreneur, or bringing myself as a farmer into tech, it's like, okay, how can I stock my goods? I'll put it into analysis, and with that it's going to go far, because I've already think of a way of merging it, which I know is going to work out, and it's working out for other people. Definitely it will work out for me, because I don't want to be pity. I don't want pity but empathy. Thank you.
Fantastic, 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 fantastic. And you see that's amazing. I like the fact that you are literally seeing the tech and and the the agriculture meet in the future. I want you to dream of a size of. I like the other lady. He even had a size, said, "Oh, I saw by Soldier Farms, and I need something bigger than that." Okay, and listen to me, the world is your parish. You really do not need to limit your thinking. There is nothing as free as dreaming. So I don't know why you will not be able to dream. Why do you need to dream? And that's why we're going to. So, Queen, you are also going to write down your dream. Can you give us one slide on it as well during the next class? Is it possible? Hello, Queen.
Yes, sir, it's possible. I'll do that.
Okay. When you're putting your dream, please give us the projected size of what you want to do. Do you want to feed your locality? Do you want to feed your just your area, your tribe, or do you want to feed the nation?
I want to
Nigeria
feed the
as a
nation.
Thank you. Nigeria as a country still imports rice till date. Till date, we still import rice. I know that Kebbi State in the past 4 to 5 years has has produced so much rice that they are feeding Lagos State and Ogun State with rice in the past 4 to 5 years. I know Lagos State had an agreement with Kebbi State where they had one thing they call the lake rice. And I've been to the warehouse and I've seen massive deployment of Nigerian grown rice. Several years ago, in one of the organizations where I work, my a colleague of mine who is in the supply chain unit decided to resign and went into he wanted to go into maize farming because our organization was using a lot of corn for some of their production. However, after his resignation, the organization made a decision not to use the corn he was making because he was an ex-staff and it was a very traumatic decision. He didn't find it easy. He lost a lot of money and he decided to go from corn to rice. And after planting one season of rice, the young man compared rice farming only to maybe probably some kind of illicit money making because he made so much money from the rice that people were thinking that maybe there was something illicit that he was doing. But he wasn't doing anything illicit. He was just able to catch the tide at the peak of times. Okay. So there are what we call times of opportunities. So it happened at that time that the government was creating a lot of opportunities for rice farmers. And he entered into the rice business at the right time and he was able to make a lot of money out of rice business. In the past couple of weeks, someone in Abuja have spoken to me about sugarcane farms around Abuja, heavy sugarcane farms. And I wondered, sugarcane juice is a delicacy all over the world. I'm not talking about sugarcane, I'm talking about the sugarcane juice. You get it in, excuse me. So sorry, just a minute. Okay, you get it in Abuja, but you don't get it in Lagos. Okay. And it's
Madam
because
Funke,
hello.
sorry, yeah. I was interrupting because Madam Funke's video was off. Are you back now? Okay, fine. Please continue, sorry.
Okay. Sorry, I just had a little cough. So I was talking about Infinix Zero. You want to say something? Victoria, you want to say something? Okay. Okay, while we wait for Victoria, I was talking about sugarcane farms, and I know that sugarcane juice is a delicacy everywhere. Okay. So there are several opportunities in farming. We first of all need to have a vision. Don't let anybody kill your vision. You might not know how to get there yet, but feel free to dream, please. Okay. Any other person want to share his vision? Victoria, you want to say something? Okay, Nabilat.
Good evening, everyone. Once again, my name is Nabila Bankole. So, I am into clothing business, right? So my vision, well, I won't say other people are saying 10 years, 15 years. I would say I see myself in the next 3 years because I want to own a clothing brand. I hope I'm audible enough.
Yes, you are. You're audible.
Okay, I want to own a clothing brand. Actually, the name I have so I have social media handles for my business. I just started, and it's the name of my business. It's Nebila's fashion voyage, and the meaning of voyage, it's a journey, more like a trip. You understand? So I want to start a clothing brand whereby I like I all trend, like I want to carry people along, like all trend, all trending styles, all trending fashion styles. I want to carry people along. It's more like a journey. So I want to own a fashion brand, a clothing brand, not only in Nigeria. It's not a brand that's it's not only, I don't want the brand that I want an international brand, a brand that will be well known around the world. You understand? And I want this to happen in the next 2 years. That's what I want for myself. I want my brand to be same as Vendi, Chanel, and the rest of them. So that's where I see myself in the next 2 years, not 10 years. In the next 2 years.
Okay, thank you so much, Nabila. And I like the fact that you are sharing a short-term vision. So it's also good to have a long-term one as well. So when you share your 2 years, you can also share your 10 years. So if you want to be at that point in 2 years, where do you want to be in 10 years? Do you want to have 15 of those kind of lines in 10 years? It's good to also have a long-term vision while you have a short-term vision. So it's great to hear your short-term vision, but it's also good to have your long-term vision. Would you like to put your vision on paper as well, Nabila?
Good evening.
Yeah, before we go on, Nabila, would you like to put your vision on paper for us as well?
Sorry, Dotun, somebody's child is speaking in the background.
I'm tracking and I'm muting.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, so Nabila, would you like to put your vision on paper for us? Nabila.
Nabilat, I muted you. You have to unmute yourself.
Yes, I would love to do that.
Okay, so we prepare for that for the next class as well. So we have 3 visions for the next class. Any other person want to speak before I hand over today?
There's something in the chat box, Dotun.
Okay, so
Rahama is deaf.
Okay, great. Rahama, please, let's speak for.
I deal in all type of female wears and children wears, clothes, bags, footwears, etc. The business is at its early stage. I hope from now to next 15 to 20 years, my business will flourish and I'll be able to clothe the entire nation. That is from Ama Ibrahim.
So Rahama is looking at a national spread in the next 10 years. Amazing, amazing. So Rahama too, I appreciate if you can also just put it on a PowerPoint. So it makes 4 visions that we can review over in the next class. So do we all understand what vision is? Is there anybody that has a question around this issue of having vision? Or you think I don't need a vision? Anybody? Okay, so in the meanwhile, all these people that are sharing their visions, it's not that they have 100% knowledge of how they will get there. So dream first. First of all, dream. Dream. Okay? Most of the biggest businesses have started like a dream. Somebody just thought it's possible to reach the moon. He doesn't even know how. But today, people are going to the moon. Today, we have self-driving cars. Somebody just felt a car can drive itself. Somebody else will say it's impossible. Dream first. Can you think about a bright future for yourself? Can you think a little big and see how great your business can be? Can you try to put that vision on paper? And then we can now begin to talk about how to get there. Sometimes we achieve our dreams. Sometimes we don't. But whether we do or we don't, it's still harmless to dream. It's always more beneficial to have a dream. However, in the course of this training, we're going to learn how to achieve our dreams. Okay? Any question or comment for me at this point before I hand over to the organizers?
Okay, there's a question in the chat box, but I think it's for us. She's asking, Rahama is asking, what will happen to those that missed the class yesterday due to technical glitches? That's a very difficult question. Oh. Dotun, do you want to answer?
No, this question is for you, Doc.
Because I don't have control over the technical glitches. And this is a virtual class. So you have to walk around. I mean, what do? I keep repeating classes for every single person that has technical glitches. What would you suggest we should do, Rahama? What do you think will be the best way to handle people that keep having technical glitches? I'm throwing it back to the class now. So we have an agreement.
Ma, please, can I talk?
Yes, of course. Joy, who is talking? No, it's not Joy.
I'm Joy. I'm Joy.
Joy, you don't know how to put that hand up thing.
No, ma, I don't know how to do it.
Ah, hey, voila. Victor,
But
please,
I will
can you
learn
wait?
it.
Let us build your capacity immediately.
Okay,
It's
ma.
so easy. Let me try, but Victor is better than me. But Victor, are you here?
Okay, I'm here.
Okay, you want
So,
to help her?
yeah, Joy. So if you go down to your phone, you see some menus, some icons. Once you tap your phone, it shows you some icon. You see where you tap to unmute before you speak. You know, after that, you see a start video. Then you see participants, you see chat, then you see reaction. So that place that you see reaction, that the icon is like love or hearts or something. You just tap on it. When you click on it, you see raise your hand. Did you see it? Joy, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, did you see it?
Can I just jump in? Some may not be able to raise their hand because they're not seeing those icons. Some are blind.
Okay.
Hello?
Joy, is that the case? Thank you, Dr.
Is that the
Emma.
case?
Yes, ma. I have seen the reaction button, but I've not seen where he said I've seen it now. I've seen it, ma.
Oh, fantastic. But thank you, Dr. Emma.
Yes, ma.
I didn't note that. Thank you very much. So that is noted going forward. Okay, so for those that can raise their hands, please use the raise your hand so that it's a bit more orderly. That's all. But if you can't, we'll understand. Go ahead, Joy. Please go ahead with your contribution.
Okay, ma. Ma, for those that are having network problem in one way or the other, for me, I feel if there is a way that they will do the classes in Google Docs or in Google Sheets and then send it to the platform. So whosoever that join the platform will now get the former classes, that is the meeting that we had on Friday and then Saturday. The person can go through it.
Okay.
So I don't know if it will be okay, but that is for me, so that if if the network will be distracting, then that is what you'll be doing for us. So that there are so many people that up till now, like my visually impaired colleague, they are still trying it, like finding it difficult to join the WhatsApp platform and then the Zoom meeting of 18. So I feel that is what you can do for them, including the hearing impaired. At least they can go through it. So once they join another time again, then they can now continue from where we stop instead of going back and going forth.
All right, that's a good point. Thank you, Joy.
Yes, ma'am.
The people that are going through the stress of not knowing how to join the WhatsApp platform, how will we now send them the recording? Through their mails? Do they have ways to check their mails? Can you reach out to anybody?
Okay, ma, like, yes, one of them reached out to me this evening and she explained to me. I told her, I said, okay, what I did. The person that I sent my information to him or her, I don't know if he's female or male, I don't know, but I have to share the person's contact with her. I said she should chat this person. The person will respond immediately. So I don't know if she has done it.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you know the person's name?
Yes, her name is Candida.
Okay, thank you. Blessing Saka, are you still here? Blessing Onize, Blessing Saka. Can you hear us, Blessing?
She's still on the call from what I can see. But
Yeah.
we can
That we will follow up with Candida immediately. Thank you so much for that, Joy.
Thank you, ma.
We'll follow up.
Okay.
Can I also make a suggestion? Because I think Blessing might, first of all, we need to take note of those that attended today and yesterday. And then for those who haven't attended at all, we need to figure out, like Blessing can make phone calls to them and find out what the challenge is, just to note specific challenges, because I know that some who are, blind could be having challenges with, accessing the link. There could also be people who, the ones who are hearing, who are deaf would most likely see the link, but whatever be the reason, we just need to know what the issues are. So if Blessing can call them individually and find out what the challenge is, because from next week we need to be disbursing, and we don't want to disburse to people that are not going to participate. So if they are not, the people that have joined already, I believe will be able to receive, support with data. But the ones who are yet to join will not. So we need to find out what the issues are first of all. So I think the best way to approach it is to call them individually and know what the issue is.
Thank you, Dr. Emma. When Dotun started, I actually made a remark like that. I think Blessing has noted it, but please, Blessing, note that and take it up. Thank you, Dr. Emma.
I also want to make an addition about Joy's question, Joy's comment. While it's amazing, we are going to give you materials which you can go through, but I can tell you that there's nothing that will be as amazing as being part of the class. Okay, so for example, I can give you material, but do you think the material will contain what we have heard from Queen this evening and what we have heard from Esther? Joy.
Yes, sir.
Do you think the material will contain what we have heard from Queen and Esther? Okay.
Did you mean the Google Docs or the Google Sheet?
Yes, the material I will share.
Yes, sir, it will contain it.
No, the discussion, there's no way. I can share with you the material that I have, but the discussions we're going to have amidst us is difficult for me to share because
No,
they're
sir, you cannot share
spontaneous.
yes, you cannot share the discussion. Of course, you can, if it is the
Exactly.
discussion, you cannot share it. But the materials
Exactly.
for the lectures, you can share it with us.
Thank you. So I will
Yes,
share the
sir.
materials, but I can tell
Okay,
you that
sir.
the strength of this training is really in the discussions, is not in the material.
So sorry, and I hope this training is for every business, because me, I'm into poultry farming.
Absolutely. We're going to be treating every kind of business. We're not
Okay, sir.
selective. Okay.
Okay,
So we're
sir.
going to be
Okay.
talking business across. Okay. So
Okay,
we're
sir.
going to be discussing. So these discussions, we're learning from each other and we're bringing up a lot of practical scenarios. It makes it
Okay,
very
sir.
important to rather be in the class. So
Okay,
materials will
sir.
be provided, but I think there's nothing as exciting as being part of the class. Okay?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
So if there's anybody that is having challenges, there's one big madam called Blessing. Just reach her and she will sort you out.
Let
You're
me
welcome.
add also that the recordings from this class will be on our YouTube channel, but it will be much later that we'll add it. So it's the materials Dotun shares that you can use for now.
Okay, ma. But for we the visually impaired, I don't know if my colleagues will like it. If they are online, I don't know if they will like it if they come online. But there is a way that as you are giving the lecture, there is a place where they show AI companion and then record. So when you double tap on that record now, you know whatsoever you are saying, I'm recording the lectures bit by bit, except I wish to stop it. But once I click on that recording button now, whatsoever you are saying, I'm recording it. And whatsoever contribution anyone is giving, I'm still recording it, still on my phone. So after all, it will go to my file manager. So I don't know if my colleagues come online for the classes, if they would like it. I would like us to go with that one. But if they did not like it, then
So that is for them, Ba?
yes, that is for them.
Yeah, that is for them.
Yes, ma'am.
But they still have to join,
Please,
you see.
ma, can I say
My
something?
challenge
I'm
is,
also a visually impaired person.
okay,
Yes,
okay.
I think for me, this way is okay.
Okay.
Hmm?
All
Yes,
right.
I think everybody
Sorry.
she's saying her own part of she's saying her own, you know. For me, it depends on the kind of phone you're using. If you're not using a smartphone, you can't be on
When
these
can
Zoom
you go
meetings
house?
constant.
Yeah.
So she's saying on her own view. For me, I'm okay this way because I'm also a visually impaired person.
All right. Thank you so much, Madam Juliet. So the thing is that they still have to join the platform no matter what. That's how we can be sending information. And they still have to have a carer or someone that will help them out in that regards. No? Well, there's a step they have to take. We can't spoon feed, but we will try our best, but they have to take some steps. So please reach out like to Candida and all that. And we'll also reach out to
Okay, ma.
all the people that we've not seen against Monday so that we'll have a full class on Monday. Thank you so much.
Okay,
Any other concern? Yes, sir.
before I let go tonight this evening, my assignment has already been taken by Dr. Shola, so I'm not going to take it anymore because we have introduced ourselves over and over yesterday and today. But I'm going to pick somebody at random in the class to tell us about what he learned today. Okay? And then I will hand over back to Dr. Shola. So can we have Precious Chizoba Okeya? Precious? Okay, over to you.
Everyone.
Give
Good
me your
evening.
hand.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you. Please go on, Precious.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, everyone. I learned from today's on that there is no harm in
dreaming or having a vision about your business, that so long as you can dream about it, you can achieve it if you work towards it. We should also make efforts to achieve our dreams, not just dreaming it.
Okay, thank you so much. So over to you, Dr. Shola. So ahead of our class on Monday, please open up your mind and dream big. Don't dream about your village alone. Dream big. The world is your parish. Dream big. Okay? Thank you. Over to you, Dr. Shola.
A round of applause. Thank you so much, Dotun, for that interesting session. That is just the stats. Are there any questions, comments before we close up? At least you'll have learned today. People have even learned how to raise their hands, amongst other things. You've learned to make use of the chat box. Please keep making use of the chat box. It's very key because somebody is always tracking that chat box. So we don't miss out anybody, their comments or questions. All right, Dr. Emma, do you want to say anything before we say bye-bye?
Nothing from my end. I think, as always, I always look forward to Dotun's sessions. So I'm already excited by this particular one. So I'm looking forward to tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you. Madam Funke, your hand is up.
Audio now
Yes,
unmuted.
I just want to remind you what I discussed with you earlier, that if it's possible to create a platform for the deaf participants and myself, so it's going to be like a resource room. We've done it in the past, in the first quarter, she win business
Meeting
something.
tools. Your battery is running low. Close button to activate.
Okay.
Press space bar. Alt plus.
Um,
From Juliet Chinny Orgy to everyone, OK. Lottie Gimba has left
you
the
need to
meeting.
mute, Madam Funke. Okay,
Okay.
it's reading out. Yeah, so it's reading out what's.
Sorry, my battery is
Joy has
low.
left
Let
the
me
meeting.
quickly. Sorry.
Zoom.
Yes.
React. Control plus Shift plus Y button. Dotun.
All right. So, I don't know. Well, Victor, can we do that? Because I don't really understand how that works.
Let's take that outside of this meeting.
So let's discuss, because I'm not sure about that. So, Madam Funke, let's discuss later. I will talk to the faculty and team and we'll get back to you. Thank you, everybody, for turning up. Please, let's do this somebody asked what's the next class? Every class is 6 to 8 p.m. 6 to 8 p.m. Let's try to come in early so we'll finish early. We are promising not to be beyond 8, but we must start on time. So let's try and make sure we've joined within the first 5 minutes. Remember, there will be tests. When we're doing the classes, please try to be on time so you do your tests. It counts towards the grades to move you to the next phase. There are links, and we will try and put the links up at least for the first few weeks. There's a link for Mondays, there's a link for Wednesdays, there's a link for Fridays, and there's a link for Saturdays. The same link for Monday, all Mondays. The same link for Wednesday, all Wednesday. The same link for Friday, all Fridays. And the same link for Saturday, all Saturday. But we'll try and keep resharing that so we don't have what happened today where people were not sure, they were joining the wrong, they were clicking on the wrong link. If there are no further questions, thank you, everybody. Have a restful night, and we'll see you on Monday. Don't forget those that have assignments, the 4 people that you're going to share that on Monday. Bye-bye. Have a good weekend.
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.